It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. What was your favorite part of the Huge last year? Was it the MCs? You know, maybe was it was it Hamish? Was it an obscure thing that just a select group of people saw? What was your favorite?
Yeah. Well, I mean, without fishing for compliments, Dan, I would say the MCs were pretty amazing. They were great. Yeah. So there were several things that really layered on top of each other. I will have to say Hamish's keynote was such a huge leap in the quality that we delivered that I was delighted by that. The check-in system, for getting registered, went a lot better last year than did the prior year. The first year we took it on, it'll be way better this year. But the other thing that was really, really good, and wasn't customer facing, but like when we took on the Huge convention, there were 7 of us, and part of the agreement was everybody's got to work. Like we ran the whole thing ourselves, which is a really interesting entrepreneurial thing to do, because as entrepreneurs, most of us are do-it-yourselfers to a degree, but none of us had run an event before.
Yeah,
and we're like, we can do that. There is so much work behind the scenes to make it run seamlessly. It's unbelievable. Even if you just took vendor sales by itself, like that's a huge thing to do. Like you got to contact everybody, you got to communicate. People need to know what's your vendor number, where's your space, what's your booth, how much, what did you get with that? How do you get in? When can I get in? Where do you park? That's a full-time job by itself. But then you got ticket sales and all the things that go with wrangling everyone that bought a ticket. And like, did I get one? Did I get two? I didn't get an email. Where's your thing? That was a lot of work. And then getting it registered in a timely fashion. Wrangling, the first year I wrangled all the speakers. We had like 35 speakers between keynotes and breakouts. And you got to make sure everybody knows what room are you in, what time is your slot, what can you do, what can you not do, how long can you go, what happens if you go over time, when do you get hit with a 2x4, all the things. But last year, the first year we did all of it. The next year, we had Jonathan was in charge of all that and had delegated a lot of it. So I got to focus on being MC with you, and then just networking with people. That was a big win for me personally. Like I had a responsibility that I love, that I'm good at, that I got to focus on instead of trying to do everything.
Yeah, it is. It's like mind-blowing how much stuff there is and how many the little details. There's so many little details, but like all of them need to be addressed, because if they aren't, like something eventually gets disorganized or slips through the cracks. So yeah, I don't envy that job at all of trying to keep track of all that stuff. Hamish was a super highlight, right? Like, cause nobody knew who he was. Right. Yeah. And so it's like, it would have been one thing if it was Gary V and you would expect an amazing keynote. But I think when it's, hey, yeah, the school principal is going to be the keynote, and you're like, like that's kind of a weird choice, but okay, like let's see what he does. And then so you come in, and I think those are like my favorite situations, when you come in with like a mediocre expectation. And you were able, like, we talked about him on the show last year. Like we hyped him up a little bit, and then you could go to his website and you could see some of the stuff he had done and watch a little video of him. And so it was like, this is, he's a cool principal. This will be exciting. But then to like be in the room with him and like going up and down the roller coaster of the impact that he's had on kids' lives, it was just like, I just don't know. It'd be one for the ages.
Yeah. Hard act to follow. I didn't envy anyone that spoke after he did last year. Like even Kenny, the Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
He's good. He was cool. He had a great message, but he was overshadowed by Hamish's raw power and energy.
It would have been interesting, which it was funny, because he was a Navy SEAL, right? Or was he an Army Ranger?
He's an Army Ranger. He's a Ranger.
Yep. Yeah. And if I just said, hey, I'm gonna have a school principal talk and I'm gonna have an Army Ranger talk, you'd be like, school principal will probably be like mellow, delivering like really consistent points, right? Yeah. Like a PowerPoint style presentation. And the Army Ranger's probably gonna be you rah, pumping everybody up, hyping everybody up. And it was the exact opposite. Like Kenny's wasn't bullet pointed, right? It was a good story and had some good impact to it. but he was so calm with how he delivered it, which Black Hawk Down, there couldn't have been anything too calm about it, but he had a very like calm way of presenting the chaos that it was. And you could have easily seen that being like, and then there was this, and then he was going over there, and then this guy got trapped, right? Like you can envision an intense presentation in that. But it was the exact opposite. He was very like calm and methodical as he went through it and delivered a great message. And Hamish was just yelling and screaming, and then he'd tone it down, and then he'd rile everybody back up. It was like a hilarious 1-2 punch. Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one, or check out this one, and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.